Hey everybody, what is up and welcome to Rock Gamer, and we got a bunch of Rock Band 4 news that broke yesterday. I want to give Oscar from Rock Band 8 a big shout out and a thank you for putting together a big list of everything we learned from Harmonix's Reddit AMA yesterday. So the fans got to ask their questions to Harmonix, and they were very nice in answering a lot of these questions and giving us some insight into what kinds of things they have planned for the future of the game. And I'm not going to talk about the blog post they did yesterday. I already went over that in a separate video. I put a link to that video, and I've also put a link to Oscar's article as well. And I'm just going to talk about the AMA notes, and these are in no particular order. So the first thing we learned is that improved song sorting options is definitely on Harmonix's radar. If you're like me, you'll know that song sorting in quick play, if you have lots of DLC, is an absolute pain. The fact that you can't create set lists, and then when you're actually done a song, you have to go play a new song, and you can literally spend like 5 minutes sorting through songs. Even the sorting options are way more limited compared to Rock Band 3. We also learned about the Ion Drum Rocker for the Xbox One, so we know that Harmonix is still working with Microsoft on that. They don't have an ETA as to when that'll be resolved. We got an in-depth explanation as to why there's less character customization options in Rock Band 4 compared to Rock Band 3. So I put the link down below in Oscar's article. You can check out the in-depth explanation for that. We also learned that RBN songs will probably be, hopefully some of them will be making their way over to Rock Band 4. It's unlikely that the entire library of RBN songs will be coming over. My guess would be it'll probably be the more popular ones that fans downloaded. We also learned that there's re-releasing export packs as DLC is probably unlikely, but they said it's possible that single songs could be re-released, though that's not something they're really pursuing at this time. We also got a good in-depth explanation as to what happened with the ability for singers to talk to the audience. So if you remember the May-long reveal that IGN did, one of the big features they showed off was the ability to talk to the audience if you're a singer. And then it was just randomly pulled from the game and it was never talked about again. And it turns out that they had a lot of trouble trying to get the crowd to react like humans would or a real crowd would. But they have an in-depth explanation as to why that was. They also talked about they're considering having the game change the singer for each song depending on whether the song is sung by a male or a female vocalist. We also got we'll be getting more clothing options in 2016, so if you guys are disappointed with the lack of clothing options in the store, you can actually just wait until 2016. We'll get some new ones. We also learned that there'll probably be no more Metallica in Rock Band 4. I was actually surprised Harmonix answered this pretty, head on. Normally they say, oh, we'd love to have them, we'll do our best to get them in the game, but they just said flat out no, probably won't see them in Rock Band 4. I'm kind of wondering why that is, because we haven't seen them in Guitar Hero Live, and I don't know what's up with, getting that band into the game. They also provided an explanation as to why Overdrive is carried between songs in the shows mode. They originally thought that Score Chasers would only play quick play, and more casual fans would just play shows mode, and that's sort of why they had the Overdrive carry over between songs. They also talked about Score Duel being one of the modes that could return for the game, and it could possibly make its way into any future online mode that comes out for Rock Band 4. We also got confirmation that keys and Pro Guitar are never coming back to Rock Band 4. I'm actually happy Harmonix has put this issue to rest. I know a lot of people are wondering about it. It was pretty obvious that we're never going to bring it back, and they just basically said, yeah, we're never coming back to this series again. They also talked about trackback exports will go back to a higher priority after Rock Band 1, 2, and LEGO exports are out. They said there's no end date in sight for any monthly Rock Band 4 updates, which is good news. They're going to be supporting the game for a long time. We also learned that they're looking at adding more in-depth stats as well. They also said there's more progress is being made on delisted songs, but they're definitely a lower priority than the exports are. They said there's no current plans for Rock Band Blitz backwards compatibility support on the Xbox One. They said there's nothing to announce in regards to a PC version of Rock Band 4. They also said the Rock Band 3 export for PS4 users in Europe is still in testing and will be released as soon as they're confident it's working properly. So hopefully we don't have to wait as long as you had to for the new DLC, guys. Rock Band 4 will not be in development for the Wii U, they said, but they said they would look forward to bringing Rock Band 4 to whatever new console Nintendo comes out with in the future. They also talked about they will likely not allow explicit DLC songs due to ESRB ratings. So one fan asked whether you'd include the swear words, that kind of stuff. They purposely don't include it because they want to keep their ESRB rating. They're also investigating the freezing issue on the Xbox One. They said there's no plan for the return of music videos in Rock Band 3, which is so disappointing. I love the music videos in Rock Band 2 and 3. They were so awesome. I'm disappointed they haven't brought them back, and they won't be coming back. We also learned that the Rock Band 2 20 bonus songs will be available in Rock Band 4 at some point in time. The Green Day Rock Band export will be made available in 2016 for PlayStation 4 users. You guys know if you're an Xbox One user, you can already get the track pack to export it to Rock Band 4. There will not likely be another band-specific Rock Band game, which I think was kind of obvious from the start. Different color instruments and wireless microphone are actually in development and creative stages, which is actually pretty interesting. I'm surprised they're actually investigating this and there's a demand for it. They also talked about they're working on addressing some explicit some exploit bugs that some players are using to get a higher score than the competition. They're also probably will not be adding support for multiple people playing the same instrument. I know that was the feature that some people wanted before Rock Band 4 came out. They're not working on adding that into the game. They also said that the full version of 2112 from Rush will be coming soon. I checked on the music store yesterday. It's still not available to download. We also learned that the Doors songs, for those that downloaded the free and discounted tracks during Rock Band 3's launch week, are coming in 2016, but they're not an immediate priority right now. They also said that they're investigating whether they'll be going back to bringing back double bass pedals. We also learned that old DLC fixes are coming after the exports in January. They also want to look at adding more achievements and trophies in the future. They said leaderboard access outside the game is not currently on their development timeline. They said never say never as to whether you'll be able to use a Guitar Hero Live guitar in Rock Band 4. I've got a video on what it looks like when you do use a Guitar Hero Live guitar in Rock Band 4, and it's an absolute mess. They said that our DLC pretty much works like iTunes. They don't really want to do something like GHTV where you stream DLC, so that's definitely not in the cards for them. And they said they'll probably get into a boatload of trouble if they change the functionality of the share button on the PS4 controller to activate overdrive. They said there's no holiday DLC sales coming, and they finally confirmed there'll be no more DLC for Rock Band 3 released. So that's basically everything they talked about in the AMA. If you guys want to get more details on that kind of stuff, like the detailed explanations, click on the link to Oscar's article. He's got a great summary there. And if you guys want to see the blog post information that they posted yesterday, I've got a separate video for that, so you guys can click the annotation box. That does it for today's Rock Band 4 news. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Comment in the section below, and make sure you subscribe for all things rhythm gaming. Take care.